Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a terrifying last few days of puzzles, which have taken me over an hour each day. And I don't know, it's a terrifying trend. They've actually been getting longer day by day. And the worry for me is that this is a gradual decline into utter senility. What did we have? There was what was it? The Year of the Rabbit yesterday. That was very, very, very hard. The day before that was it was the Scylla and Charybdis one, wasn't it? Charybde and Scylla. And before that, I think it was, Typhoons by Chino Darker. So Chino Darker, Orlo, and Mori Sensei is God have absolutely murdered me in the last 3 days. So today, someone whose debut it is not, but I'm still terrified that this is going to be the same again, because Math Pesto is noted on this channel for very hard crosswords, for very hard Sudokus, and this is bigger than normal, and I'm terrified. Anyway, we'll look at that in a moment. Don't forget that on Patreon, at the beginning of next month, we've got Glum Hippo's brilliant fossil hunt coming out. That is going to be well worth signing up for, definitely, and I guarantee this easier than the Jadar and the Fistum of Hell hunt, which were the last two hunts we brought you on Patreon. About back to November stand. I mean, not easy, but it's certainly easier than those. So do consider giving that a shot. That is coming up on Patreon. Also, of course, all sorts of other content on Patreon and indeed on the YouTube channel. Simon did a cryptic crossword on Friday. We've got some more crossword content coming up this week on Patreon. It's going to be a video that is about as long as the two longest puzzles I've done this week. Yeah, combined. Anyway, that is for Cryptic Crossword Aficionados. So that will be coming out. We've got all our apps. These are more straightforward puzzles and the merchandise. But today's puzzle is the first link under this grid. And here it is. Oh, no. The most important thing is to wish Math Pesto a happy birthday. So Math Pesto's partner Mick wrote to us and pointed out that she had reached out this time last year to request you feature one of Math Pesto's puzzles as they were quarantining with COVID on their birthday. It was very sad. It was only their third time being featured and they were still so new to the community. Your feature was a bright light on what would otherwise have been a sad day. Well, that is very pleasant news. Over the past year, they've made so many wonderful friends in your community. I'm so proud of their growth as a puzzle setter and person. Thank you for creating such a joyful, positive space online. Well, thank you, Mick, for sending such a joyful, positive email. And happy birthday, Math Pesto. Let's hope that this January the 23rd is a little better than the last one. And if you're being featured on Cracking the Cryptic again, it can't be that bad. But let's do the rules now. So this is 5 overlapping 6x6 grids. Now, yeah, I mean, you can, is it worth colouring them? I'm not going to. I mean, you could colour them. I think I've seen pictures of this puzzle with it coloured somehow. This puzzle, by the way, has been recommended to us an awful lot by several people. Now, we don't normally do samurai puzzles because, I don't know, they're not all that popular with the overlapping and stuff. And also they can take ages, not through sort of, this is not about this puzzle, not through undue cleverness, but, oh my goodness. I don't have builders today, I have road digger-uppers, and that is annoying. I hope, they're not very loud at the moment, I hope they don't get very loud, but there's nothing much I can do about it if they do, sorry. So, yes, the samurais can get kind of fiddly. So maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll see. Within each 6x6 grid, sorry, I was going to, obviously there's a central grid here. I'll tell you what, I will colour that. And you can probably see the outline grid. So within each grid, place the digits 1 to 6. We're not using 7, 8 and 9 today. 1 to 6 apparently only in in every row, every column, and every every region. So the regions are often 3x2 rectangles, but in the central one, 2 of them aren't. They are L shapes. Okay, clues outside the grid. Now here we go. This is about all we get. We get 2 given digits, and we've got these clues outside the grid. And they refer to the sum of the digits between 2 ones in that row or column. Okay, I was not understanding how there are 2 ones in that column. There aren't. There are 2 ones in this column because there's a 1 in this grid and a 1 in this grid. So the clue here refers to the cells sandwiched between the 2 ones. The puzzle's called Samurai Sandwiches, and yeah, it's not looking at things between 1s and 6s. It's looking at things between 1s and 1s, and the clues are greater than or less than clues, I think, exclusively. So I'm going to have to be careful to read them the right way round, because for some reason it's a symbol I manage to misinterpret regularly. Let's hope I don't today. Do give it a try on the link under the video. I am going to start now, hopefully not take an hour, and let's get cracking. I mean, I say not take an hour. There's obviously how many digits to enter in a puzzle of this shape? 36 times 4 is 144, 156, which is almost twice as many as in a 9x9 Sudoku. Anyway, right. So we're going to be looking for low numbers and high numbers. Low numbers, look at this row, less than 7. This is the lowest number out there. Okay, how can we encase less than 7 in a sandwich? You've got to be careful with this. The digits that can be in these sandwiches, they obviously don't include 1s. They must be 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s and 6s. Now, this could be a 2-digit sum, or it could be a 1-digit sum, less than 7. It could be a 2-digit sum, and you might think it can't be a 3-digit sum because you can't get 3 different digits to add up to less than 7. And you'd be right, actually, it can't be. I was just wondering, what if you had 2 and 3 2? But that would be 7, that's not less than 7. So in fact, 2 digits is the least. The 1s obviously have to be in different grids, and they're sandwiching 2 or 1 digit, or 0 digits actually. That's worth bearing in mind. Could be 2 1s there, and the number 0 is less than 7. But anyway, it can't be sandwiching more than 2 digits. So the 1s are going to have to be in those cells. That's not very... And the next lowest digits, they're greater than numbers, which isn't that helpful. This one, we've got a less than 11, but that's much less useful than 7. Let's look at the big numbers. Okay, greater than 38. There's a new magic number today, and this is rather brilliant. Today we explore the magic of 42. People are often a bit disappointed that our regular magic number, which I will not reveal in this video because we don't need it, the normal sum of every row, column and box in a Sudoku is not 42, which in Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was the answer to life, the universe and everything. But today it is the answer to life, the universe and everything, because if we add up the total of all of these cells, it's 1 to 6 twice, and 1 plus 2, the sixth triangular number is 21. So those add up to 21, those add up to 21, and today the answer to life, the universe and everything is quite properly 42. I've just got to be a little careful because the sum of that column is not 42. Those add up to 21 and those add up to 21, but there's another digit there. But in almost everywhere where we've got clues, 42 is the magic number. And that really matters here. Actually, that really matters here. Because the sandwich in this column adds up to at least 39. When you add on the 2 crusts, the 1s, you get up to 41. Now, can you have an outie that is 1 or fewer? No, because the 1s by Sudoku would rule that out. So the 1s must be at the absolute ends there. And I've done that clue. I mean, I've got to put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. They're going to add up to 40. That clue is effectively solved. So I'm going to mark it because I can go outside the grid this time into these boxes and colour them, which is quite handy. Now, okay, look at this over 36 row. That's a great number. Yes, that is a great number. So again, these digits, if we put 1 there, these digits have to add up to over 36. So let's say they're 37, plus 1 is 39. The most this can be, and any other outies included, like there, is 3. But you can't put 2 there and 2 there and only get 3. So this is a 2 or a 3, and this is where where 1 goes in the row. Yeah, so these are going to add up to 20. That's the sum of 2 to 6. These will be either either 18 or 17, giving us a total of 38 or 37, which fulfills that clue. So as long as that remains a 2 or a 3, we've done that one as well. Now, I'm going straight up this column now. Over 37, that's even higher than that. I think that sounds like it's going to put a 2 here and a 1 here. And that's going to enable these to add up to 20, these to add up to 18, the maximum they could be, 38, which must fulfill that clue, must be the answer here. It's 38 is the number over 37. We get a definite 2 here. Now, let's go here. Oh, 28 is not as big a number as 36, 37, and 38. That is a knowledge bomb that you can treasure from Cracking the Cryptic. 28 is significantly smaller than 36, 37, and 38. But 1 cannot go in those cells by Sudoku now. So the maximum for these, 6543, adds up to 18. The maximum for 2 cells here is 6 and 5, which takes us to 29, which must be the answer because this is the furthest away we can put the 1. So we've got a 6, 5. This is a 6, 5, 4, 3 set, which makes that a 2. I suppose I could have done that down here as well, didn't think. Now, I've been going round in rather pretty ever-decreasing circles here. Or I was hoping to continue going round the spiral in ever-decreasing circles. Every time I found a 1, I wanted to keep going in a circle, say, something like this. Oops. Well, you know what I mean, something like that. But anyway, the whole thing has ended here because I don't get a clue for this column. Right, I'm going to do some Sudoku now. 2, 3, 4 there in that row. 5 or 6 here. 2, 3, 4 up there. 3, 5, 6 around here. This probably is not how to do this puzzle, but I like getting some pencil marking in the grid, as you know. Okay, I'm going to have to find another clue. I think sticking with these ones that work on the 42, that's less than 31. For some reason, that really looks like greater than 31 to me when it clearly says less than 31. No. This row says greater than 29. 1 could be there and there at the outside. So what would be enclosed at the maximum? 6, let me just yellow those while we consider it. 6, 5, 4, 3 here is 18. These would have to add up to at least 12. Oh, that's quite significant. Yes, the significance of that is that the furthest possible 1 here gives 18 as a maximum there, and then 11 as a maximum here is not enough. So even a 1 there is going to require a 1 here. Oh, hang on, I have to be careful here. I was about to stick 1s in both those cells, and that is inappropriate, I think. Because a 1 here requiring a 1 here is not the same as a 1 this side requiring a 1 that side. Because if you had a 1 here, I was going to say you could have 6, 5, 4 here and 6, 5, 4 here, and that would add up to 30, fulfilling the clue and allowing 1 to be here instead. But that doesn't work because 6, 5, 4 here is not possible with the given digit. That's probably what it's doing here. So these yellows are the positions for 1s we've proved. Oops. So I'm going to put the 1s in them if I can finally click on the right cells, get rid of the yellow. Now look at this down clue, which is less than 11. Okay, that's quite interesting. It means we can't take in another cell from the lower grid. If that was 2, 3, 4, which it can't be because of that cell. Oh, okay, the minimum for these 3 cells, which can't include another 1, is 235, which totally fulfills this less than 11 clue. We've done that one as well, by the way. We haven't done that yet. We've still got to determine these digits. I'm leaving that. But 235 there gives us a 4 here, a 1 here to bound this sum of less than 11. And this is in a row of more than 17. Well, I had an interesting thought in passing. That thought remains quite interesting, is that you could, in principle, have 3 ones in a column. I can't see any reason why these cells couldn't all be 1. They would obey everything in the puzzle so far. So the phrasing of this rule is interesting. Clues outside the grids refer to the sum of the digits between 2 ones in that row or column. So in these, well, in that column, I think this is the only one where this applies. In this column, you could have a 1 there, and a 1 there, and a 1 in one of those 2 cells, probably. In fact, obviously, from the markings we've done there, actually, you could have it there as well. So there could be 3 ones here. And in that case, between 2 ones, it doesn't say between the 2 ones. So I'm just going to bear that in mind when we get to this column. There could be 3 ones in it, which I think is very unlikely, but you never know. Anyway, we were looking, where was I looking? This row, which can't have 3 ones in it because that's all part of one grid and this is part of another. This row obviously has 2 ones in it for 2 reasons. One is that there must be a 1 in those 6 in the central grid. I'm actually going to make the central grid yellow again. Because I think it kind of helps me to see. I think I'm much less likely to not notice an outside grid. Now, there are 2 ones in this row. The sandwich here, start finding some words, has to add up to at least 18. So it's got to include 3 cells here. If that was a 6, 6 and 5 here, which wouldn't be allowed anyway, it only adds up to 15. So the 1 appears in one of these 3 cells, still leaving the possibility of 3 ones in this column. And these, whatever's sandwiched, adds up to more than 17. I don't think that's very useful at the moment. I hoped it would be. I fear I've been let down. Right, what do we need to do next then? Big clues or small clues? I tell you what, the ones in this column have to sandwich more than 21, but the furthest south the top grid can provide a 1 is here. You could put a 6 there, but then you're still going to need 16 in this grid, which has to be 4 cells. So those are all the sandwich we can possibly have, and that is the 1. Oh, that's interesting. That's not the position I thought it would be in this less than 7 row. Yeah, now 232 is 7. There must be a 1 here. We're only enclosing 2 different digits. Okay. That's interesting. Right. And the 1 here, I think, had to be in that cell. Those 4 must add up to 18 minimum, maximum, 18 maximum. So that has to be at least 4, which is quite interesting. And there is a 1 here. We're getting lots of 1s in this grid, which I think is probably how it's meant to be solved. Oh, this row's got very interesting suddenly. Less than 11. But all those must be in the sandwich. We've almost established that, I think it was here, that less than 11 is done in 3 cells, and you can't have a 4th. Yeah, the minimum is 2, 3, 4. Even if you went over to this, a 2 would push it up to 11. So we get a 1 there and a 1 there, and these are either 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 5, making 10 or 11. Now we've got a 1 in one of those cells. One in one of those two, and one of those two. It could still be a one in one of those. Yeah, I don't see why not. Oh, but these cells are all, these 4 cells are all ruled out by various ones that we have, including that pair. So 1 in this region must be in one of those 2. Okay, where this 21 clue, right. Say that was the maximum 6, then these have to add up to at least 16, 17 up to 21. This must be at most a 4. No, I'm not sure I did that right. 6 plus a minimum of 16 here, 17 makes that a maximum of 4. I did do it right. Okay. This is either a 2-3 or a 2-4 pair to make less than 7. There's definitely a 2 in them. Less than 15 here. So 14 or less. Well, that's got to be 2, 3, 4, 5 in the cells I've highlighted, because the other one is coming in the southerly grid. Right. So one of these 2 is a 1. And that's not a 1, and we've got a 1 in the central box now. Central grid. I should be careful with my terms. Right, so that 15 clue, less than 15, is done. This is a more than 15 clue, and that's very interesting now as well, because it's got to be at least 3 cells. You could put 6, 5 there, and any of 6, 5, 4, no, any of 6 or 5 here. And you will need a 1 in one of those 2. Maybe there's a way of forcing it all the way up there. I don't think so at the moment. Right. I mean, every clue needs to be focused on. This one is greater than 11. Oh, hang on. The 1 in this region, have I made a mistake? No, it's because this is greater than 17 that can't be a 1. This is good. The 1 in this region is in those cells, so there isn't a 1 in those cells. Therefore, the 1 in column 3 of the yellow grid has to be in these cells, but we need more than 11. So it can't just be a 2-cell sandwich. It's going to have to be at least 3, and that is a 1. That's good. Right. And now the spectre of 3 1s in this column has disappeared. It can't happen. These can't be 1s, so there's a 1 somewhere over this side. The 1 in this region is up here, and that stops this being a 1 and places a 1 in this cell. And we're going to get a 1 in that cell. And this is the row where we have to have less than 30. Well, they add up to 20. There's barely room for it to... Oh, this can't be a 1. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. 20. Oh, no, less than 30. We almost can't make it more than 30. So all that clue is telling us, I think, is that this is not a 6-4 or 6-5 pair, which is not a thrilling revelation to me at the moment. Okay, is there a clue I haven't used at all? Not sure, can't see one. How am I doing for time? About 18 minutes in. I've got a few digits. It's not dreadful. I have no idea whether this is going to take the hour or not today. There's probably Sudoku to be done. Oh no, look, this, less than 31. Oh, that's interesting. If that was a... Oh no, it would be less than 31. If that was a 1, there'd be a 1 here. The 2... Oh, there's got to be a 1 up at the top. Right, one of those 2 is a 1. If that wasn't a 1... then we'd be looking at that and that. How much would they enclose, and would it necessarily be, would it be able to be less than 31? We'd have 20 here. Yes, that could be 234 or 235. That's quite likely what's going to happen. Okay, these are more than 11. So they have to add up to 12 at a minimum. They're all different because they're all in the left-hand bottom grid. It's not very helpful. I don't know where I should be looking. Right. 2 and 3 are in those cells. So 2's in one of those, 3's in one of these. That's not a 3. This is 4, 5, or 6 as well. Oh, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 there, so that's a 6. That's very obvious. No 6s there. Have I got any of these others? Yes, 2, 3, 5. So that's a 6. That's a 5. This is not a 5 now. Less than 11. That's done there. There's a 2 in those cells. That means there's a 2 in one of those two, but it's not very helpful. This is greater than 17. It does mean this can't be a 2, but that's not very much information. I definitely need to get a bigger handle on something going on in this puzzle. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, math pesto, what are you doing? There's some sort of relationship between those, but I don't think it's usable. Oh, 6. 6 is in one of those cells, and clearly here. Those are from 3, 4, 5. I'm really missing a beat. Come on, think about it, Mark. 5. One of those is from 2, 3. One's from 4, 6. Less than 11. Less than 7. Greater than 15 in these 3. Right. What's going on there? Greater than 15. Would that need a 6 here? Yes, it would. If there was only 5, 4 here at a maximum, 6 wouldn't get us greater than 15. So there must be a 6 here. The maximum they can be is 11, and then here you still need a 5. So that's 5 or 6. Interesting. And these are 6, 4 or 6, 5. There's only 1 degree of freedom. There's no 6 in these cells. And now there is a 6 in one of those two, so there isn't there. And in this row, the only place for 6 has become at the beginning. That's not a 6. There's definitely a 6 in one of these two. That's a 3, 4, 5, 6 quad, so we get a 2 there. That's going to put a 2 somewhere in this group. Two in this box, in this region, goes there, and not here, which is from 3, 4, 5, obviously. The 6 is down here somewhere. This is going to peter out now. Yeah, fair enough, though. We got something out of that. We've got no clues in these 3 columns at all, which is a shame. Would have been helpful, I think. 29 here. Right, I haven't done the magic number maths here. 20, no, more than 29, so they are at least 30. Plus the given numbers takes us up to 36. The most these two can add up to is 6. So that can't be a 6. The most, and this can't be a 6 either. The most they can add up to is 6, but they can be the same number. In fact, this can't be a 5 either. Neither can be a 5. So this one becomes a 3. Just going to do the maths one more time. They're at least 30, 38, 39. The most this can be is 3. So we've got a 2-3 pair here. We get a 4-5-6 pair. We've got a triple. 4-5-6 triple there, leaving a 2-3. That becomes a 5. That's not a 5. Okay, over here, they're a 5-6 pair. 6 is in one of these cells now. That's not a 5. This clue's done, basically, once that's 2 or 3. Yeah, that one's done. I'm oranging it. This one, greater than 9. I haven't been using this, have I? Ah. We can't have a 1 here, because we'll never get greater than 9 into one cell. Right, we get a 1 here, and here, and here. This is great. We can't have a 1 here. We have it here in the corner. That also gives it to us down there. I think, oh, yes, that can't be a 1 in the top right grid. All 1s are done. Now, there we go. That's all the 1s. Now, these two still have to add up to more than 9. They have to add up to 10. But we can reuse digits. So that one, I think, is 4 or 6. This one, oh, this one can't be 5 or 6. That's a 4. That's a 6. We're away again. Here we go. 4 there. They can't have a 4. 4 here. We've got a 2-3 pair in that row. That makes this a 6. They can't have a 4, so that 4 is here. 5 in this row is there. This is a 2-6 pair. That can't be 4. It's part of a 2-3 pair. This has become a 6 with the 5 above. That is 2 or 3 as well. It's a clever puzzle, isn't it? This 5-6 pair has been disambiguated. We're going to get a 6 in one of these cells. 6s are feeling quite important in this puzzle. And there are still clues I have to resolve. Right, I'm just going to have a look here. 4, yes, that's useful here. 4 has gone in there. Now these have to add up to 18. 6, 5, 4, 3, brilliant. So that clue's done. This becomes a 2 at the bottom. That fixes that as a 3. We get the 2 in this box. These don't have a 4 in now. That's not a 6. We've got all sorts, that's 4 or 5. We've got all sorts of 3, 4, 5s. No, that can't be a 3. Okay. This less than 7, that is done. We're down to 5 exactly. This is less than 11. Well, as long as we obey this, that is done. As long as we get the 2 and the 3 in there. Greater than 15, right. We've got 6 and 6 is 12 and either 4 or 5. That is done. Greater than 9 here, we've filled in the 10. So all of these clues are done, apart from the ones poking up into the yellow grid. Interesting. Now we've got less than 30 here, and one's gone quite some way away. Did I look at this before? I did. 20. Those two have to be no more than 9. I'm not sure if I looked at that and was calculating more than 30 before, but anyway, we've got it right this time. Maybe we know something about the overlap here. Less than 31. Oh, those add up to 20. Ah, those definitely add up to 20. They're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These now have to add up to less than 11. Oh, that's significant. They're either 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 5 again. So they must include a 2 and a 3. I mean, I'm marking across regions, but I'm risking it now because I'm getting closer. So that's not a 2. In fact, 6 is in one of those cells and not here. In this bottom right region, we get the 6. Done. We're going to have a 6. Sorry about the buzzer. We're going to have to 6 in one of those. And what else have we got? I'm not sure. Sorry. I'm going to have to deal with that. Right, sorry about that. Where was I now? 6s. No, was I looking at this being greater than 11 being interesting? I don't know what I was looking at. Anyway. Oh, come on. We've got no 2 in those positions. There's a 2 somewhere here. That's not actually doing anything. Thought I was on a roll before. That was interesting, wasn't it? This, the trouble is that doesn't have to not be a 2, because they don't have to include the 2. That could be here. Either the 2 or 3 is in those, or both. So one of those is a 2 or a 3. That's not helpful. Right, maybe I need to use this less than 30. No, I keep thinking that. Those add up to 20. All I have to do is keep these under 10. I could still put 6 in them, it seems to be the point to me. This is over 17. Yeah, these central clues, these still do need to be worked on. That 31 got quite exciting for a moment. Right, where can I do something? Over here, these are from 4, 5, 6. No. Yeah, 6 in one of those means 6 is in one of these cells and not there. Okay, so that's a 6. 4 or 5 next to it. So one of these 2 are the same as these 2. One of them is 2 or 3 and one of them is 4 or 5. That doesn't really get anything done. We're beginning to get to a situation where nothing in the outside, nothing in the corner grids is very helpful anymore. Like, these are only going to get resolved by what we put in here, and we're not going to get information from the outside grids. We're only going to get it from the sort of overlap of the inside grids. That's what I feel anyway. Oh yes, 2 and 3 are up there, so these are from 4, 5 and 6 only. Oh, I nearly wanted to put 3 there. Maybe there's even some colouring to do? No, I don't know. There's a 6 in one of these 2 cells in this region, thanks to that and the pencil marking. Now that's an X-wing, so 6 can't be in those places, and it can't be there because of that pencil marking. So 6 in this L-shaped region, the backwards one, is there. That means 6 in the reversed region, the reversed L-shaped region, is in one of those. 5 must be there somewhere because of that, so that's 2, 3 or 4. That felt like it was quite helpful, but it doesn't do anything else, does it? That 4 says these don't include a 4. So 4 in this region is on this side. That's less helpful than 6 having been there, I think. These 2 are the same as these 2. If I compare that set of 1 to 6 with that set of 1 to 6, is that useful? So, well, it's useful in the sense, well, this was the obvious sense of that being 5, made that 2, 3 or 4. Those 2 are the same digit. Oh, and we've got this 6 in this less than 30 sum. That is interesting. Those add up to 20 plus 6. This can't be more than 3 now to stay less than 30. 2 or 3 there. So 5 must be in one of these 2 cells. And not here. And not here either, which is 2 or 4 now. And 6 and 5 must both be in this group of cells in the rotated L. Those two are the same as those two. So it did provide a bit of help when we looked at it over here. Right, and we've fulfilled this clue now. Once that's 2 or 3, that's done. Now this is greater than 17 from these 4. If we were to put a 2 in that clue, what would that do? That's very poetic. Don't know. Just don't know. Greater than 17. Okay, let's think. Sorry, think about the numbers. I started looking at other things when I was saying I didn't know the answer to that question. So if I actually thought about it, maybe I would know. And the answer is what? These have to add up to more than 17. They have to add up to 18. The maximum for those 3, 654, is 15. That's why 3 is the minimum there. But the maximum for these 3 is also 654, 15, because they see each other in the outside grid. So the minimum for this is 3. It's not a 2. Now, however, I think 2 could go in here with 6, 5 one side and 6 the other. No, I don't think it can. These can be the same. This is my point here. It's a weird sandwich which can have, even though it's just 4 contiguous cells, it can have a repeat, and that's in these 2. And if they were 6s, then you only need to get up to 8 in these cells. But you couldn't have another 6, so there is no 2 there. Well, that is interesting. That is interesting because it means there is definitely a 2 in these cells in yellow. And that means there's no 2 in these cells, and in this column we have to have a 2 in one of those, and it has to be here. And that gets us a digit in this grid. Probably only 1. But quite a hard-fought digit. 3, 4 and 5 in the rest of the column. Somehow I think this video is going over an hour again. 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 have to be down here. We knew that before. So let's keep thinking about this. We couldn't put 2 in here at all. Can they all be different? That's even an interesting question. And the only way they could all be different is if they were 6, 5, 4, 3. But then they would add up to more than 17. So they can be. Yeah, that doesn't get anything done. That's a shame. Oh no, hang on. Don't we? No, we don't have definitely a 2 in those. We have 2 definitely in those. We have 2 definitely in those. But it could be 1 there and 1 there, or 1 there and 1 this side. But this can't be a 2 now. And these can't be 2s. We've got to have 2 2s in this area. Yeah, no, I'm not just rehashing the same old stuff now. Just 2, 3, 4 and 5. There is a 5 in one of those 2 according to both boxes, so that can't be a 5. I think I could have done that ages ago. Doesn't really do anything, does it? Or I would probably have spotted what it did a while ago. One of those 2's a 4 in this row. One of those 2's a 2. That's another 2. The 2 in the 6th row of yellow is now down here somewhere, because this region needs a 2, and that fixes 2 in this box. We get 2 there, we get 2 in the corner, which I could have done a while ago if I'd thought about it. That's 4 or 5. This is 1. I thought I'd finished the 1s ages ago. Obviously hadn't put that one in. This can't be 6. It's 3, 4 or 5. 6 could... No, there's no clue. Ooh, okay. These can't be 2 now. 2 is definitely in one of those 2 cells in this rotated L. They can't be 2 because there's a 2 there and a 2 there and a 2 there. So one of those is definitely a 2, and that is not a 2 now. And that's not a 2 either. Fives in one of those, we knew that. Oh, it feels really close. We're like one breakthrough away probably at this point. Not sure about that, but maybe. These can't have 2s. I mean, I think I may have exhausted what I know about 2s finally. Got a 2 somewhere there. I wish I knew that couldn't be a 2. That would be helpful. 2's in one of those 3. Now, what clues haven't I ticked off? It's the, oh, and this. Because that needs to still be... There has to be a 2 in one of them. And the other ones are 3 and 4 or 3 and 5. There has to be a 3 in those. And this one, more than 11. Oh, hang on, what the heck? This doesn't work at all. I can only get to 11. Is that 2 wrong? How can that 2 be wrong? No. No. Didn't I establish that one of these had to be a 2? Maybe I didn't. Let's go back. Is there something wrong? Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that. This can't be a 2. Where was it beginning? Good Lord, it was a long time ago. It was this one. I said that couldn't be a 2 because you couldn't get above 17 using the other 3 digits. That's right. Oh, I did my maths wrong. I said there couldn't be a 2 here. Because I thought you would need a 6, but that counts to 20. That is an ugly mess. I'm sorry if you noticed that and then you've been going, this is all based on nonsense after that. That did happen. Right. Right. Now, how have I found this is wrong? I found it's wrong here. There's no 6 in any of these cells, and they have to be more than 11, and they're all different. Those are 3, 4, 5. It's that simple. We will come back to here in a moment, I think. Those are 3, 4, 5. There's no 2 there. There's no 2 here. Oh, sorry guys. 3, 4, 5. The 2 in this region is here. Now, that doesn't have to be a 2 yet, but one of these 2 does. In fact, that is now not a 2 as a result of that. And one of these 2 is a 2. In fact, we could see that from this column. And that's very different from what I was saying before, because now, not only can there be a 2 here, there has to be a 2 in this row of yellow. And the total of these then, to get to 18 or more, has to have, does it have to have 2 6s? After the 2, we need another 16. It could be 5, 6, 5. It's got to have a repeat. Can't be 6, 5, 4. So those are a repeat digit, and they're not 3 or 4. They are 5 or 6. And then in here, if they were 6, we could actually have 2, 4. So this is either 2, 4, 2, 5, or 2, 6. And these have become 5 or 6. I'm so sorry about the confusion. 3 in this row is here, which is a weird finding. 3 in this row is in one of these two, which I could have known by comparing with those. Well, this has all changed a bit. 2 is now in one of those cells, so that has become a 6. This is a 2, 3, 5 triple. That doesn't do anything. Oh, Muppetry. 3, 4, 5, 1 leaves 2, 6 down here. That fixes 6 there. I keep missing the cell. Everything else down here is from 3, 4, 5, including that. So 6 is in one of those. 2 in this column is here. That can't be 2, obviously. 2s are getting quite well done at the bottom. Now, what happened here? Well, I hope these were right. I think they were still, but I'm a bit nervous. This is a law of leftovers thing. Those 3 have to be the same as these 3. Why do I say that? Because if you look at those 3 sets of 1 to 6 being the bottom 3 rows and compare with these 3 sets of 1 to 6 being 3 separate shapes, that leaves those to be the same as those. So that's not a 5. This is 2, 3 or 4. There's a 5 up here along with the 2. So that's a 2, 5 pair. This is a 3, 4 pair. This law of leftovers thing, didn't see that at all. This is now a 3, 4 pair, and I know which way round they go. Right, this is a 2, 5, 6 triple, that's a 4. That is not 2, that's 5 or 6, this is 2. Right, I don't know, if I take away corner marks, I might be taking away things that matter to me. Oh no, there's no 5 there, that's a 3, 4 pair. I think this might be straightforward from here if I get really lucky. That's a 5, 6 pair, there's no 5 here, there's no 3 or 4 here, that's a 5. There's no 5, oh look, that fixes this whole row. 4, 3, 4, 3. 4, 5 pair. This is 3 and 5. No, okay, it's not done yet. We need to resolve these first. But 5, 6 pair there means this is a 2, 3 pair. That now has to be a 4. This clue at the bottom is done. It's fine. I think we haven't done that one yet. We might have done this one. Yeah, we've got up to 12. That's done. So it's just this clue left. Never mind. 4, 5, 6 here. Let's take out all the corner marks. Got a 4, 5, 6 triple, and that fixes 3 and 5 at the top. That is in fact 5 in the yellow, 4 and 6 there. That is 2, that is 3. Oh, come on, 2 and 4 are looking at this. This is terrible. Where does 5 go? Oh, I think my pencil marking before was wrong from here. Ooh, I'm praying a bit now, but I think it was. 2, 3, 2. I think this is still working, to be honest. 4, 5. No, it's not, because I've put 2 4s over here. When did I do that? That was a moment ago. Right. I should have done 5, 4. Indeed, the slow decline into senility is hastening as we speak. That's what happened to the 5. Okay, calm down. 2 or 3 there. One of those is 4. Now, I can't deal with this until these are resolved. 6, 1, 4. That's not a 6. This is a 6. This is 2, 3, or 5, as are these. The 6 gives us 5, 6, so that's not a 5. The 5 in the yellow row is there. That's a 2. That fixes 2 there. 3, 2. This is a 3, 5 pair, which fixes 2, 3 out here. Now, this is all done, so I can do the top left box fully, presumably. That 4 and 3 in the bottom row gives us 2 and 3 and 2. This is a 5, 4 pair, which are done. This is 2 and 6. This is 5 and 6. This is 5 and 3, and that grid is finished. Now, that's not a 4. That's not a 2. Going to have to resolve those somehow. What have we got going on down here? 2, 5, 6. So there's no 4 there. So these, did I say these were going to have to repeat? I think I did. But they could be double 5 with a 6, 2 in the middle, or double 6 with a 5, 2 in the middle. Oh, that's not 2. That's the salient point. This is 2. That's 3 or 5. That 2, though, fixes 3, 2 down here. Now that's a 5 in the yellow corner. 5, 4 there. 3, 4, 6. That's a 6. Then there's a 3, 4 pair. That has fixed the corner up here. Now I can do, I've finished that region, so I can finish this top right region. 2, 3, 2. I reckon I'm going to come in under the half hour, and that was even with the introduction where I took in the groceries that I did not order myself. 2, 3, 4 at the top. That's a 5. Look, in the yellow, that's obvious. 5, 6. Now I'm left with a 3, 4 deadly pattern in yellow, but surely that's going to get resolved somehow in the white. 5 and 4. This is a 5, 6 pair. They're done. What have we got? 4, 3, 6 here. They're all done. This is a 5. 2 and 3 near the top. 2 and 1 here. 4, 3. The deadly pattern is fixed if I type correctly. Then we can do, no, 4 and 6 up here. Yes, we can. That can't be 4 or 6. That's 5. That's 3. This is 5. That's 3. This is 5. So sorry about the slip in the middle. I think this is it. If I put a 3 in here. Okay, well, I've done that clue, obviously. Let's just check the maths. 18. Perfect. So all the clues are done. I'm going to click the tick. It might not like it, but it won't be for a reason. It just doesn't like the emptiness. That's okay. That's not my fault. I think this is the correct solution. Although who knows, given the latest stuff. Now, I'm pretty sure that even the video will be under an hour when I edit out the flub in the middle, and which wasn't a flub. I'm not going to edit out my mistake. I'm going to edit out having to answer the door. And there we go. Another long puzzle done, but less long than the other ones. Happy birthday, Math Pesto. It can't still be your birthday now. Oh, well, if you're watching it UK time, it couldn't be, but it probably is if you're watching it US time. So thank you for watching, everybody, and hope to see you again. I'm definitely going to try and find something shorter for tomorrow if I possibly can. Might be gas, actually. Might be gas tomorrow, yeah. Anyway, see you then. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.